preferably a few minutes before, and then my name is Fernando Diaz Mendoza. It's called Proyecto Diaz Coffee. Well, I got the idea honestly through a lot of sitting around, a lot of kicking rocks and prayer. We have direct trade with one farmer who happens to be my grandfather in Oaxaca, Mexico, and so a certain percentage of our income, or what we do make, gets funneled back into the farm to invest and pick it back up, because it's a micro lot right now, and it needs a lot of work, a lot of help. Well, I figured I'm Latino. The mission is Latino based. The culture is Latino, and there's a lot of coffee here too. So I wanted to kind of integrate the culture of the mission with the culture that is kind of coming about, coffee culture. So that's kind of how I decided, and because I'm always here, I worked around here, that I was relationing with different people, so yeah. And I was just thinking, what is at reach in terms of the tools that I've been given. One, I was like the family history, and then I've always grown up hearing about the farm, and so just thinking, how can I integrate my family, what my dad's doing, what my uncles are doing, and just what my grandfather's been doing for decades. And what I love coffee. The Bay Area loves coffee. Has such a rich history with coffee. So that's kind of how pieced it together in a nutshell. I mean, there was little details, but yeah. Right now, the people that are helping out are there's a whole really team behind it. So I guess the right-hand man, or the one that kind of helped us out to begin with, the one that was really rooted, is Travis Cabello. Another guy who his name is Vince Visri. He's our mentor. He's really the one that's given us a lot of help. He's been really generous. He has a roaster in the East Bay. His whole business is roasting coffee, and he's really taken us under his wing and really shown us a lot of wisdom and generosity with what we're doing. So the roasting process, it's a beautiful process. Really, you dump in a bunch of beans into a big roaster, and then really depends on how the bean reacts and how you want the roast. Then you leave it in for a few minutes. Typically, somewhere for light roast, typically between 13 and 14 minutes. And you're constantly adjusting the heat, seeing how the bean reacts. Putting in more energy depending on, as I said, how it's reacting. And then if you want a darker roast, then you just leave it in more time. I mean, that's in a nutshell. There's a whole other science to it. It's very technical, or it could be very technical, but it's just beautiful. You're just watching it there through the sight glass, pulling it out, like smelling it, seeing it, watching it go through the different phases, and then finally you dump it out, and then you let it cool down, and that's basically it. So the future plans for the company, right now, we need to get a bunch of stuff set in stone, but the future plans ideally would be to start, getting our product in specialty markets, get some wholesale accounts, and do direct consumer. So also do like some sort of online shopping cart. Those things are things that we're really figuring out right now, and kind of just trying to really push forward.